So after making this video, I realized the camera was shaking like crazy. So I'm sorry, I don't want you guys to suffer from like a stroke or a seizure, but I think that what was said in the video is important. So worst case scenario, you can just not look at the video and listen to it. And I want to just apologize in advance. I'm sorry, but I think what is covered in the video is very important, and I think it's applicable to every single one of you. And it's the idea of ideas versus execution, and what's worth more, and what should you value and focus on more. This can help you with landing jobs. This can help you with how you should price yourself. And this can help you with when you're working on your entrepreneurial idea and you want to launch a business. How should you value and how should you come up with the different percentages for ideas versus execution? So watch this video. I think it'll be helpful to you. Again, I'm sorry for the crazy seizure shaking, okay? Didn't realize that. Sorry. Enjoy. Hey guys, what's up? This is Kazi from cleverprogrammer.com. So I just got an email from somebody and I am like, this email got me triggered like so hard, and I wanted to just share that experience with you guys and talk to you, and maybe you can tell me maybe I'm crazy. Okay, so I got this email, and we're just gonna call this guy the 0.5% guy, okay? 0.5% guy. And here's what happened, okay? So the email went, hey, I got this amazing idea for an app that I think could revolutionize the world. And I found your channel and blah, blah, and I think we can work together. So I'm like, okay, great. Usually when people have ideas of like revolutionizing the whole world, it's either one of two things. One, yes, they're ready for it, and that whatever idea they have, they'll revolutionize the world with. Two, they're completely delusional. Let me explain why I would say that they're sometimes delusional. Because to say such a bold claim, you have to have some evidence to kind of back it up. You have to have something that's providing some kind of data or some kind of analytics. Like, let's say the app was already getting thousands of people, and then he had an idea to work with me to kind of like improve it and take it to the next level. Then that would make a ton of sense. I would totally understand. I would be like, okay, if you already have results and now you want me to help you improve it, so you're not delusional, let's work on it. But here's where the delusionality comes into play, where they have an idea, but there's nothing backing it up. So that's where your detector and your brain goes off and you go, okay, there's probably nothing there, and they just want to build something from scratch, and then they think that it's going to compete with Facebook and all that stuff. So great. Now with that part out of the way, the part that actually bothered me a lot was something different, okay? It's okay to have big dreams because that's what allow us to pursue our goals, right? I don't look down on people who have a crazy goal. Like, if you think you're going to compete with Google, that's a great goal, but you need to then start actually working towards it. And if you can use energy like that to go towards your goal, you're going to be successful. Even if you don't make something that would compete with Google, you'll create something good. But if you have a goal and you don't act on it, that's when you're in trouble, right? Like my own brother had this crazy app idea that would require like $1 bajillion. He's like, it's gonna change the world, and I have this idea, but he didn't pursue it, right? So that's what makes it weak. The idea is what makes it great. Okay, let's continue further as to what actually bothered me about this particular person's message and triggered me. And he said, we'll work on this blah blah, and I'd like to give you a share. It's a great idea, and I've gotten some feedback from people from schools, and it's going to be like a real killer in the social media world. I said, okay, sounds pretty interesting, but you know, to be frank, I'm kind of busy right now. I'm working a lot on my YouTube channel, so it's not something I can really pursue at the moment. It's not in line with my goals. I would recommend kind of hiring a developer. And this gentleman said, well, Kazi, if you choose to work with me, then I would like to even give you a certain share or a percentage in the company. And I, again, replied, I'm sorry, it's too difficult. But, you know, I can't do it. And then I got a reply back that said this, okay? That said, I'm gonna give you 0.5% share. And if it was any other day, I would have said nothing and just moved on. I would have just ignored that email or would have deleted it, but it wasn't any other day. And I read it and I was like, I replied back, I said, did you mean 0.5 out of 1? As in 50%? Like, is that what you meant to say? Maybe you just used the percentage sign incorrectly? Did you mean to say 50%? And the reply came back and he said, no, I meant 0.5% because it's my idea. And this brings on a huge problem that I want to talk about and this is applicable to all of you, okay? So it's not like you're just only watching this, right, because you're on my channel and you know me, right? I want this to be also applicable to you in your life. And I'm gonna tell you why it's so applicable. And this is one big mistake, and I think it requires you to reframe your way of thinking. People put way too much value on ideas and not enough value on execution. The number one secret why Facebook became Facebook out of MySpace, out of Twitter, and out of like a bajillion other things, do you think it's because of just an idea? Do you think that nobody else had an idea for social media? Do you think nobody else had the idea for Uber? No. What made those work? Was it the idea? No, the idea actually had very little to do with it. Everybody has an idea. It was the execution that was key, that made it a reality. You see, this channel, Clever Programmer, as small as it is right now, do you think it was an idea that brought it to this level? Right? It wasn't. It was us working together, having a back and forth. And if I didn't provide you value, the channel wouldn't grow, right? And also it required on my end to work a lot, make videos, give you guys lots of things that were beneficial to you. It wasn't my idea that really helped, right? Yes, the idea is what sparked the initial thing, like, oh, this is something that would be really cool. But it was the tremendous amount of effort that is behind the scenes that's not visible to most people, like, right? It's not like my chess-tastic business that I started, which was chess, and it kind of went nowhere. It was, the idea was there, but you know what kind of made it fail? The execution. Worked really hard on it for a year, half a year, but then I kind of stopped. If I had continued working on it, it would have been probably at a completely different place right now. So that's my point, right? Execution is king. Work is king, content is king, and just talk, ideas, they're fluff. Ideas are almost nothing. So, in my perspective, work is a lot more important than an idea, okay? Like, let's say this person had not a revolutionary idea, some really crappy idea, but he chose to pursue it. Mr. 0.5%, if he chose to pursue it, he would have been in a much farther place right now than having an idea and nobody there to work to bring that idea to life. So it actually should have been something, if anything, it should have been the opposite. It should have been 0.5% for my idea. I'll give you 99% for actually working and bringing it to life, right? Or it should be, worst case scenario, it should be 50-50%. But honestly, I'm a huge believer that ideas are important, but execution is king. So if you just have an idea and you want to pitch to a software developer, you want them to bring your idea to life, don't say 0.5%. It takes years and years for businesses to grow, and for that 0.5% to mean anything for me, I would have to work on it for 10 years, and it would have to be as big as Google for me to have some kind of chunk that was actually valuable or worth it for the time and the effort. So if we have to reverse this and convert it into a 80-20 rule, 80% of your focus should be on execution, getting technical skills, and then 20% on the ideas, okay? So work on your negotiation skills, soft skills, work on your technical skills. Use those, right? Those are real tangible things. Use those to build something. Ideas, they're weak. People spend months, years coming up with the idea, the website, the tagline, the logo. Like, even looking back, I didn't need to work so hard on my logo for the channel or whatever. Like, I could have waited, and which is actually what I did. I waited for a while. But again, those are ideas. Those are kind of like things that take a lot of time but don't really produce any real results. So focus on learning things and just get going. You have something, got an idea, get going. Don't overthink it, and don't value ideas so much and make them this mythical thing, okay? I want you to be realistic, optimistic, but not dreamland and wavy, not here, okay? So 0.5%. I wrote him back a long email. I wasn't very happy. It's disrespectful, but more importantly, I just wanted to, I wanted to actually help him and tell him, not only how it came off, but something that he shouldn't think about. But then he replied to me, and he didn't get it. He just said, "Oh, thank you, okay." He just kind of ignored it, and that's fine. Maybe he will make the next Google or the next Facebook. Who am I? I don't know. But from my personal experiences and also learning from Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, all these autobiographies that I've read, and a lot of these people that I follow and learn from, that's not what happened. They worked on it. Elon Musk used to sleep used to work for 20 hours, sleep in the same place where he worked, and when his employees would come in, he told them, "Wake me up when you come in," so he could get back to work. On the day of their launch for what's now called PayPal, it was called something else, I can't remember, commented below if you know. But on the day when Elon Musk was launching it, Elon Musk was the founder of the original PayPal. He was up for 48 hours on the day of the launch. Do you think that was an idea? Do you think he came up with the idea and then went to sleep? Just oh yeah, 50%, I'll get it. He worked his ass off to make it a reality, right? So please value actual work a lot more than intangible ideas. That was my rant for today. That's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I love your faces off. Comment below if you've had somebody approach you like this, or if you had some pre-existing myth, and just let me know what you think about this, right? What would you have said to this 0.5% guy? Would you have accepted him on this offer? Am I totally wrong? Let me know. I would like to learn, okay? Thank you guys. Love your guys' faces off, and I'll see you in the next video.